We're delighted now to have Javier Chicharito Hernandez on Extra Time, driven by Continental Tire. It's a dream for us, Javier. Thank you for joining us. How you doing, man?
I'm very good, actually, very good. Excited for this week, regardless of the result that we got last weekend. It wasn't the greatest, but I think it was a very, very good wake-up call for us. But yeah, I'm excited when you have a Trafico derby, so you always are like a little bit excited. And in my opinion and in my circumstances, is my first one, so it's going to be great.
Do you like the name El Trafico? There's been some debate about this.
I mean, I think it's irrelevant if I like it or not. What I like is the rivalry that even though they've been for a short period of time comparing to LA Galaxy here in the MLS, they've been doing good the last seasons. So yeah, of course, it's great. I mean, I'm always in favor of teams, rivalry, and players and anyone who brings a competition, because when you compete in a very healthy way, you elevate yourself. That's why we love sports as well, because you want to challenge yourself against the best ones to see if you can like learn from there and become like a better version of yourself as a player, as a human, and right now as a team. So of course the Trafico, Clásico, Derby, I don't care. I mean, we know how special these games are, but as well that I want to mention, and of course the whole attention is about the next game. But that's why I always mention about the MLS, that the level is much better than people think, because we went to Seattle and see the game how it was, and Seattle is being one of the greatest team for the past 5 years at least, so that's amazing about the competition, that they think in MLS just some games are difficult and some games are going to be like very easy, right? And the whole games, every single game against every single team, you need to give 100%, to kill yourself to try to get the 3 points.
This game, we don't know if it's going to be full-strength LAFC. We know how good they are when they have your friend Carlos Vela. I got to know. We don't know if he's going to play. It's a mystery to me. Maybe not to you. Have you talked to your old friend? I mean, I think we can agree. If there's no Vela Chicharito, it's just not quite the same.
Look, I haven't talked to him, and even though if I would, I mean, I cannot tell you guys what we can speak of it, obviously. But of course, it's the same. Look, of course, people think sometimes that to try to find shortcuts, right? In a way, of course, we know LAFC is not the same when a player like Carlos Vela is not in the pitch. We all know, but as well, we need to be very respectful with the team and with the players they have, because they're a very good team with an amazing player that helped them. It's like in my situation too with LA Galaxy. If I don't play, of course, things that they can speak about a lot of stuff, but the Galaxy team is a very good one. I mean, and soccer is about that. Football is about that. It's about teamwork. If not, we can go and play more individual sports if we want all the credit and stuff like that. I mean, so we need to know about that. But yeah, I understand it could be an advantage for us or not. I don't want to say that. The only thing is, like, of course, I'm always want to fight and to try myself against the best teams, the best players. So it will be great if he plays, of course. But if not, I mean, it's not our fault. We're going to try to do our best, regardless if he plays or not. We're going to face an amazing squad, like you said it. We're going to expect that they want to play and that they are going to be in the top level, so we can be in the same level, and then hopefully we can do the things that Greg, since today, is telling us, the tactics, the dynamic, and the way he wants us to play, so we can have more advantage in the game, and hopefully we can get the 3 points in our home.
So we know Carlos Vela on the field. He's lit this league up for a number of years. You've known him since your Chivas days as little kids, all the way through. So take it out of soccer. Tell us, who is Carlos Vela? What's he like? What makes him tick?
Look, I mean, Carlos Vela, it's like in the way that he behaves. Sometimes he doesn't like to do so many interviews. He doesn't want to show himself that much. But that's his personality, because as well, when you talk to him and when you do that, he has this duality, very funny in a way, because he's making so much jokes, but in a way that he's normally so serious, because he's not like a very smiley guy, but he has this humor that is amazing. But as well, he's serious. He has that duality. So I mean, it's not about personality, but in the way that he plays, is the way that he treats you in a way. He's so talented. He's so, like, he can improvise things. He's not a guy who you can see that he has like a plan, right? He's just like talent, and magic just happens exactly in his foot, and I saw that since he started playing with me when we were 15 years old. Imagine that. It was the same guy. He was so like, he was always above any one of us, even about my age and a lot of us. because he's like 1 year younger than us, you know. So I mean, that's Carlos Vela, and I love him so much. He's been a very special person in my life because we grew up together. We played 2 World Cups. We've been like spending a lot of times in our careers, and of course. But then when the rivalry comes, like I always said it, I love him so much. But when I'm with my club, when I'm with my shirt, it's like, I don't know you. For 90 minutes, you're an enemy, and if I need to do whatever I need to do so I can get the 3 points, I will do it, you know, with all the respect. And then when the whistle ends, we can love ourselves again. We can have this friendship. But that's the cool part of sports. You know, it's like you challenge, you compete, you enjoy it with the fans and everything. But then when the whistle goes, if the result is in your favor, is great. And if the result is not, you don't need to be a sore loser. You know, it's like we are all humans. We can enjoy, we can joke, we can roast a little bit. It's part of this world, of course, but with respect always.
I don't know how anyone could be mad at you for 90 minutes.
I know that's impossible. Man. You keep saying live your best self, and I keep thinking to myself.
Sometimes I can be angry, man.
Javier's 2021 is how we should all be living, trying to be our best selves. You said duality, and when you say duality, I think yin and yang, and I see that on your forearm when you've done these post-game interviews. Is that a new tattoo? When did you get that? What's the story?
Tattoo and the new tattoo and the meaning. It's definitely it's like the yin yang and of course what the most like general meanings of yin yang we know is like more of a balance, more of like peace and stuff like that. For me, that it has that meaning, but like I mentioned, duality. For me, duality, it's like we all have, like I call light and shadow because that makes us human. The important thing here is like we can wake up our conscious. So we are so conscious when sometimes our shadow comes, we cannot hurt people, or even sometimes we can mess it up. We have the responsibility and the consciousness that we can, like ask for not forgiveness in that way of like submission, but like you say that you are wrong, right? And then when we want always to be in our light, and people sometimes, and it happened to me too in my life, think that light goes with pleasure, seeking only pleasure. And for me, what I'm seeking is joyful, is joy, because when I enjoy is when I grow. And I cannot grow if I don't challenge myself, if I don't put myself in uncomfortable situations. Like that's why I utilize soccer in that way. Apart that it's being in my blood, it challenged me so much to be a better version, a part of a soccer player as a human every single time, even with you guys. Like in the way that I want to speak, in the way that I want to, whatever I want to say, in the way that everything that is in my hands and in my control, I can do it better. Not do it better to feel that I'm a better or worse human. Like I always said it, there's no success, there's no money, there's no fame, there's nothing that should make you feel more or less than any human. You know, we are equal in that way. We are different. That's the cool thing that we all learn about ourselves and other persons. But that's the only thing. I grow because I have one life. That my time is count. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. So my experiences that I want to have is those ones that I challenge myself as a father, as a partner, as a friend, as a complete human in a way. And I decide as a soccer player and in any superficial way, I'm going to choose myself. So how life and me, I can challenge myself. That's the only thing. Sorry if I just repeat it. No, but that's what yin yang means to me when I see it. It's like, I'm full, man. I'm full. And it's cool to play the game that I call not only the soccer, like the game of life. And the game of life is that I believe that we come to grow, because growth connects you with love, and then growth is when consciousness is there. So sometimes you don't need rules, you don't need values, you don't need stuff, because when you are so conscious, you don't need to harm no one because you're already fulfilled. You don't need to seek and to fulfill some emptiness that sometimes we all have, and we just want to hear our ego instead of hear our soul or light, right?
This reminds me of a lot like a former LA Galaxy star and U.S. national team star, Landon Donovan, who was very open and who liked to talk about life outside of soccer and who valued that to such a degree. You've said in some interviews that you have an emotional coach, and we all know, and you've said it, a difficult 2020. We all had a difficult 2020, and now 2021, you're starting to feel and see some light. We can all see that through you. What did you feel you needed to work on with your emotional coach? Where have you been sort of personally in the last few months?
No, it's been, and not only in the few months, because I was working with him since before the Russia World Cup. I started working with him like 6 months before of that. And I mean, it's like life. It's very paradoxical. It's like in everything and in nothing, realistically, because what I'm working is totally in myself. Like, I want to be so conscious of that I have the responsibility of myself, of my perspective, of the way that I get things. I mentioned in one interview with Leon Krause in the Spanish version, because he brought up this question about, like, we saw you like angry and stuff like that, and he thought he was like angry of media and stuff. And I told him what I realized I was angry about myself, about life, because we all do, and we all question, like, why me, because we stay in that victim song that I call. And the click that I realized with him long time ago, but we are humans. We're not going to be perfect. Self-work, life, there's no destiny. There's no destiny to arrive. There's no place that you're going to like feel that I arrive and I'm going to maintain like that. Life is constant chaos. Life is like, it's sunny, it's cloudy. Things can happen. People die, like family members die. You have a kid, then you need to let it go. They need to grow. You have friends. Like, life is like that, like letting go and love, and then see what is the balance. It's like constant, like doing and growing. It's not a flat surface when you can chill and relax. That people want to do that. I'm not going to judge it. I'm not respectful, but that's when I call it's like, but you are dying in a way, right? In my opinion, it's very strong words and stuff like that. So I've been working with him in that way to be fully responsible and don't stay as much in the victim, even though I have feelings and there are things that make me sad, make me angry, make me nervous, and everything, because I'm human like all of you. But then I don't want to stay there. I want to stay there as short as I can. So then I take the responsibility. And then if there are things to solve, I found the solution, and I don't stay in the drama of just complaining and don't do it and making excuses. I mean, it's nice for your ego. So my uncomfortable there is like, you let go, you take responsibility. I was going to say about work, sorry. The full responsibility of yourself, and just work, because life is not easy. No one in life told you when you born that life should be easy. No.
I wonder, you do that interview after the game against Inter Miami. We see your emotion, and as you've been speaking for the last few weeks and for the last year, it's new to see athletes talk this way, and it's new to talk about mental health and what's going on. Have you gotten reaction from friends, from family, from fans? What's it been like?
Yeah. For friends, thankfully not that much, because they've been knowing me this like in the past 3 years, and I speak with them in this way. Like, speak about duality. Of course, it's like a game, it's fun, and sometimes you can get it serious, but as well, you can not take everything that personal and that serious. So I have like that smile as well. And then when you speak about that interview and I cry, I'm a crier. I cry of happiness. I cry of sadness. I cry of anger. I'm not that guy who like gets angry, because there are other personalities, right? And there are others that get nervous and they smile. For me, smile is natural. I'm happy. But then I cry. That's the way of me of expressing, right? Even when I'm happy, when I'm touched, when I see my kids and see things, I'm like crying. When I'm sad, I cry. When I get angry, I cry. Like, I'm a crier. So the impact every single time that I want to show is, even though it's me, even though it's my career, even though it's me who's pushing, and it's me who wants to grow, and I'm doing that for self-love, etc., the impact is like, I'm a human, guys. I'm a human.
Oh, yeah.
Let's normalize that we all are humans. Let's stop asking for perfection. Please, not even for me, like for anyone. Like, I don't want my kids to grow up and whatever they want to do, they need and they feel that they need to be perfect. What's perfect? You know what I mean? Like, and we are not. That's why the yin yang. I'm full because I have my dark side and I have my light. Like, all of us, we all gonna mess it up. So let's normalize mess it up. I mean, I'm not going to. There are levels of mess it up, and there are levels of like, of course, there are problems. You know, there are things that we need to work, and we have responsibility. Don't get me wrong. But in the like, for us on soccer players, like, I'm a human. Of course, I have a bad season, and I was the one to react. The good thing is, like, yeah, the story of overcoming, not only on me, on everyone. So that's the message that I try always to bring up. Thank you for you guys to let me this up, because sometimes this makes me a part of speaking about soccer, that I love it, and you see it as well. This makes me feel very passionate about it, right? Because it's like, that's what I believe this society and this world like needs, and it's not needs of a message or a recipe or a medicine. What we need is to see inside ourselves. Like, the answers are there, the solutions are there. It's just you need to take it. Of course, it's harder to have responsibility, to love, to be patient, to go for the long run than the shortcuts, the pleasure, the immediate, the everything in hand, right? So that's the way that I think. And thank you that you let me, for example, you and the people that as well, like I said it in an interview, we need not only the people who say only the message, we need you guys to get this message in that way. Because as well, like I always said, why you answer the same questions? Because the questions are the same, right? Sometimes if you want different answers, bring me different questions, right? In a way. So this is a team, in a way, a team thing about press and people who has these platforms and exposure, in these jobs. I think that's a work of two, not only about the message guy, it's as well the receptors and as well for you guys. So thank you.
I completely agree, Javier. From one crier to another, we appreciate you, man. It's been great to watch you have success this year. Hope to see it in the game this weekend, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Big Fox. You can watch El Trafico, Chicharito, maybe Vela, LA Galaxy, LAFC. Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate you. Good luck.
Thank you. Take care, and thank you, guys.